Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Linksy. Today it's going to be a relatively short one. It's a 2v2 semi-finals, I believe. This is the match. This is between the Hungry Wolves on this side versus Siege Sucks on the other side. I believe Dan and Alpha are playing on the Hungry Wolf side, and Bobby and Lerdon are playing on this side. It is Nabatea and Seleucids. Yeah, Nabatea and Seleucids versus Arveni and Adriai, so this is going to be interesting. Adriai's formation is going to be quite difficult and brutal. Break 4, he did bring 6 noble hoplites. Jesus. Illyrian Marines, Mercenary Ex-Warriors lines there on the front line of Celtic Warriors supported by Slave Slingers. That's going to be a lot of Pila. And then there are some more Celtic Slingers over here for Arveni, supported by a front line of Celtic Warriors, Oathsworn and Chosen in the rear, and Levy Freeman at the back. There are 3 Oathsworn, so it's going to be a really hard hitting flank. Quite an open formation. With regards to Nabatea and the Seleucids, they went from a very condensed formation with Slingers in the front, followed by Caravan Guard, which is a really good unit, which is supported by Ex-Warriors into its flanks, and there are some noble swords and Rakim Palace Guard in the rear with a support of Desert Heavy Lancers. And the Seleucid army is going to be having Hillmen on the flanks supported by Peltas, on that side a chariot and shield bearers for General Torx Swordsman front line, and Taurus Spears supporting that. There are also some raw Peltas. Alright, let's get cracking. Alright, and instantly Nabatea, Nabatea and Seleucids are reforming their ranks completely. Nabatea is going against the Adriai, whereas the Seleucid force is going against the Arveni over there. And I'm not sure this is the smartest ideas. If you deployed such centrally, such a central location, you perhaps would want to just focus down one of the factions instantly. Now the problem is the Seleucid would be able to go against the Arveni player rather easily. I mean, oh boy, these Taurus Spears getting completely flattened by these chariots. Just it's nothing. No regard given to human life. Boom. Boom. Alright, yeah, Seleucid player going over there. Yeah, that is a thin ass line that's happening over there. The movement is, both of them are moving towards each other. Again, the condensed formation of Nabatea and the Seleucid player is going to come into play here quite a bit, as the others will wrap around them. The solution for that would be spear tip, so you'd have a condensed formation at the front, the very open formation in the rear, and you just charge in. Now the good thing is there isn't that much anti-cav on this side of the Arveni. In fact, there is a massive pull of the Illyrian Marines and a few of these Illyrian noble hoplites to come and support the Arveni backline, because otherwise they will get destroyed by the amount of heavy cav there is. The chariots themselves were going to be impeccable to deal with the Arveni troops, and they're going to be really important to do that. The downside of this is that Nabatea needs to start moving towards this side, because most of its funds is in those heavy desert lancers, and they're going to really suffer if those heavy desert lancers aren't supporting this army, because this army is very weak, especially against the missile potential that Adriai has. The armies are setting up to charge in. We have some armored camel spearmen that are just moving into the front. I'm not sure entirely why. The desert spearmen and desert lancers are moving over here, and they could essentially come this way. And the good thing is the Oathsworn is here anchoring this positioning, and they're going to get support from the Illyrian Marines and noble fighters over there. It's good that there are still some troops in the center over here holding the lines. 2 units of Illyrian Marines. And the Adriai is doing the right thing, pulling his troops close to the line of the Arveni over there. Troops are moving in, Desert Lancers moving into formation, and the Spears. Ooh, they're trying to lure these Celtic Warriors out of position, but I believe that might not work. These Peltas will be useful in dealing with the troops from the flank, but these Hillmen, not so much. Those Hillmen will be good to take the Pila and just slight anvil stance pretty much, but it's not going to last long. Slingers coming in forward in a tight formation, they're not going to do that much damage, because once you, as you can see, they focus fire on a specific area, so your units are going to die faster because your units are much deeper and slingers tend to overshoot. So these slingers are doing much more damage than these ones, and these ones are pulling back, as well as while they're being pulled back, they're just getting a lot of damage. Instantly realizing their mistake, they lost quite a few over there. They lost around 14 missiles over there. The front lines are clashing in, and the Celtic Warriors charge in. All of a sudden, Chosen Swords and Oathsworn are coming to the flank, and they're stopping the ability of these chariots and cavalry to actually engage, as well as the rear support back here of the Illyrian Marines and the Illyrian Noble Hoplites is going to really do a lot of damage to any cavalry that decides to charge in. The chariots found a little bit of a breach where they could charge in, but they got Pila'd. Oh, that's painful. Managed to get in those Celtic Warriors and those Chosen, and they're running through, but Pila is just being shot left, right and center at them. Yeah, this chariot was not effective whatsoever, and it has done no damage, so that is that's 1000 gold just down the drain quite easily. The Royal Peltasts are trying to shoot in, but they're getting neutralized by the Celtic Warriors. They're getting pelted down by everything. Lots of Pila coming in there. The Peltasts are going to be engaged with the Celtic Warriors. The Lancers don't really get a chance to charge in anywhere, because everywhere they are, there is missiles, they're blocking them, and anti-cavalry infantry. The Taurus Spears are being pulled into the flank to try and hold the flank in place. The shield bearers are being surrounded, and the Nabati in general is trying to assist as much as possible. The center is very thin, just 3 units of Tauric swordsmen holding the line, which essentially, if they break, Nabatea will be surrounded. Nabatea is losing the missile fight. Celtic Warriors charging in, and these Celtic Warriors are waiting to see what will happen. The slingers are dying really fast to the enemy slingers, which are in a very good position. Taurus Spears finally move in and start doing some damage. The Chosen Swords over here are dying, but these Shield Bearers is a bit out of position. The Illyrian Noble Fighters are coming in. These Camel Spearmen getting absolutely shredded, and the Heavy Desert Lancers not really doing that much. Again, these Illyrian Noble Hoplites and Marines are protecting the soft backside of the Arveni, and Seleucid is getting absolutely crushed. The front line of the Caravan Guard is getting also chewed up. Noble Swordsmen were charged in, and Nabatea is really running low on troops as well. The Tauric Swordsmen charge in, and now they're getting surrounded by Celtic Warriors over from that end. Their front line here is pretty much broken. Their Royal Peltasts are doing some damage, but not legitimately, guys. 5 plus crashes. Anyway, where were we? Is the sound even playing? With the game. I hope it's working. Anyway, let's get back straight into it. Yeah, it's working. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know what happened. The game just decided to stop working. Yeah, the Arveni front line over here collapsed. Sorry, the Seleucid front line over here collapsed. These Taurus Spears are not really lost long against Levy Freemen chosen over there. Celtic Warriors coming in as these Levy Freemen are shooting into those Oathsworn. These Taurus Spears surrounded by 2 Oathsworn units. And meanwhile, the front lines are collapsing for the Nabatean. These guys slightly overextended and are going to get flanked from the sides. The last Slinger unit is broken, and the Requiem Palace Guard is moving forward. The Noble Cavalry over here charging in and trying to deal as much damage as it can. They haven't really gotten that many kills. There's still cavalry back here. There's another cavalry that managed to get into the slingers, but now it really needs to start running towards the other slingers and maybe even charging into the rear of these troops. It does do another really good charge, but maybe disengage quickly before too much damage is done. They get surrounded, and this is the end of them. They do manage to get a little bit of a disengage. Half of them do get out, and there's a charge into the rear of this Chosen Swords unit, which is trying to retreat and doesn't really get that far. Illyrian Marines getting lots of kills over there. This cavalry unit is actually doing really well. 150 kills. That's value. Nabatea manages to break through the front line, but now it's facing mercenary axe warriors, and there's the Illyrian noble hoplites, which are running in. Yeah, and the noble swords over here are getting shot in the back, but they might be able to break the center, and if they do break these X-Warriors, they might be able to clean this up and prepare to fight over here, except their ally is completely gone. They're just picking up the drags, and the Arveni did not lose that much in this fight. They genuinely did not lose that much. Seleucid player was not able to hold against their Arveni might over there. The X-Warriors are also helping to clean up this side. The noble hoplites over there doing their thing. Fortunately, the axe warriors were shattered by the slingers, who were doing very well over there. Illyrian Mary is charging into the slingers, and this is GG. Really well played by Siege Sucks. They, especially in this area, they showed impeccable micro. If they didn't manage to stop this charge of the chariots, they would have been in trouble, and that takes micro to be able to properly throw Pila in. Otherwise, yeah, Nabatea might have committed a bit earlier, maybe even committed towards this angle here, and just wedged itself like this, pushing slightly into the Arveni side and splitting up the army of the Illyrians into this section, and like that. And then the Seleucid player would have had more time and comfort to deal with this flank of Arveni, and as well as the troops that came from its side. It also had a really weak flank, which had the Hillmen, which needed a bit more support. The Hillmen, I'm imagining they assumed that the chariots would be able to support the Hillmen properly, and normally you would, but in this scenario they were prepared for the chariots and they dealt with them effectively. Yeah. Bobby barely losing anything. He lost his front line, but apart from that, he genuinely did not get that many deaths. He only lost 183 men. Lendon lost a bit more. His army went down to half strength, but even then, it wasn't that much. He still had most of his high-powered infantry still running. The Levy Freeman still doing rather well as well. Dan did decent. I mean, considering they were peeled so fast, the City Chariots, they did okay, 130 kills. The Peltas did well, one of them, the other one got slaughtered. The Hillmen did as expected. Raoul Peltas, only 128 kills, that is a shame in itself. Perhaps he could have gotten a bit more cavalry, or even elephants, to instead of the Raoul Peltas and the chariots. That might have helped him out a little bit more. Seleucid is not the best infantry faction that there is. They do have really good like missiles, and they're very good on defense in sieges. Even on attack in sieges, because I guess they do get tortoises, I believe. So yeah, it shows the probably. I know Dan and Ulf are very good siege players. Not that, and well, Bobby and Landon are very much experts in land battles. So there's probably a distinction. A lot of the people who are playing in this tournament are siege experts rather than land battle experts. Nabatea doing really well with one of his cavalry. Fortunately, others didn't really get an opportunity to charge in. General was slaughtered. Front line was slaughtered. Caravan guard against the Celtic warriors. Yeah, sorry, against the mercenary Celtic warriors. Not gonna do well. Caravan guard, you need to use them as Toro spears for the most part. The X warriors, some of them doing well. They started to break through, but then the slingers won, and it seems the slingers fight was completely lost by Nabatea. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me who you think will win the final, which is coming next week. This was the semi-final battle number 1. There's battle number 2, and I'm not sure if there's number 3, but so this was a part 1 of best of 3, and I'll be uploading that tomorrow. Anyway, guys, with this said and that said, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Apologies for the fragmentation of the video. It crashed like 5 times during my recording. Sometimes it happens, I guess. Anyway, hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye.